Good afternoon, everybody. A look at your headlines on this Tuesday afternoon. The suspect in the Saenger Theatre shooting in court today will have the outcome. Plus, 4 people sent to the hospital after a truck hit an ambulance. And a car narrowly misses hitting a Florida State Trooper. What that driver is charged with. That and more on News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hey everybody, welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you on this Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for push and play on this Facebook Live as we get a chance to talk with you, see how you're doing today. Maybe you're sitting down to have some lunch, having a little lunch break, or you just saw me pop up and you press play. Thank you very much. We want to get you to our big stories at this hour. We're going to begin with number 5. Alabama food banks are bracing for potential impacts from the federal budget bill. Part of the proposal includes $300 million in cuts to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which would have to be covered by food banks. More than 700,000 Alabamians rely on this federal program. Number 4, a woman charged with driving under the influence after the Florida Highway Patrol says she almost hit a Florida State Trooper. Look at that. I mean, we're talking about inches there. You can see it on the trooper's dash cam video as she turns right into the trooper's path on State Road 291 Sunday night. The trooper, thank goodness, was able to swerve out of the way. The driver, 37-year-old Jennifer Starnes, was arrested. She has since been released from jail. Number 3, city leaders are planning a meeting this week to discuss plans to improve a busy downtown street. Residents and business owners are invited to the Innovation Portal on St. Louis Street tomorrow night to talk about how they'd like officials to redesign and rebuild 17 blocks of that street. The Complete Streets project includes adding new and improved drainage features, curbs and gutters, sidewalks, and lighting. The meeting is scheduled to begin at 6. Number 2, 4 people are in the hospital after a crash with an ambulance this morning in Loxley. It happened at the intersection of Highway 59 and Flowerwood Road. According to eyewitnesses, the ambulance was traveling north with lights and sirens through the intersection when the Dodge pickup crashed into the driver's side. There were patients inside the ambulance. And number 1, one patient inside that ambulance. Charges upgraded for the suspect accused of killing a man after allegedly opening fire inside the Saenger Theatre during a children's dance recital. 27-year-old Marcus Sanders is now charged with capital murder for the death of 27-year-old Carl Williams III. Sanders allegedly shot Williams during an argument inside the theater Sunday night, steps away from where the children were performing. Another person was also injured. Sanders turned himself in shortly after the shots were fired. He remains in Metro jail without bond. Just moments ago, Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood held a news conference and said he is infuriated at yet another argument escalating to gun violence. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. So many people, city leaders, and just people across our area, so upset about what happened at that dance recital. And the more I play it out in my head, and I've seen some video on Facebook, I just cannot believe that happened. My daughter has her dance recital in a couple of weeks, and it's something we look forward to all year long. And I was just looking at one of the dads in the video we just showed you, and he had a t-shirt on that said, "My heart is on stage." So you had so many families so excited about seeing their little ones on stage and performing, and I just cannot believe that that happened. It's awful. It really is. That you would think that was a good idea. If you have a beef with somebody, I mean, the middle of dance recital, it's just awful. Okay, so that really is what our question of the day is asking you. What do we do about it? What do we do as a community about violent crime? So that is our question of the day. What do you think the answer is to curbing violent crime in our area? I mean, I don't know what the solution is. I really don't. I mean, I think it boils down personally to, I mean, I'd say a breakdown of the family. It's got to go back to family and teaching our kids. But being a parent is really hard, and there's a lot of peer pressure out there for kids. But I don't know. What is the answer? Let's see what you think. Punishments that fit the crime. Move to the Eastern Shore. Caning, like they do in Singapore. I don't know about that. It starts in kindergarten. Make kindergarten again. This is where we learned conflict resolution. A kindergarten teacher of 11 years. Now, Celeste, I would love to hear a little bit more about what you mean. How has kindergarten changed? Has it become so much more about meeting certain milestones and following a very strict curriculum academically, and that there's not enough time for conflict resolution? I would love to hear more about what you mean by that. So if you're listening, if you're watching me, I would just love to hear what you would recommend, because that's really interesting. I've never heard anybody say that. I'm going to look at some of the other comments. And Lois is weighing in on that comment, saying not only do kids and teens not know how to resolve conflicts in a nonviolent way, some adults don't either. This is why some adults are shooting and kill each other. They cannot control their anger consequences later. You're right. I mean, this shooting involves someone, according to police, who was 27 years old. So that's not a teenager, the person who's charged with capital murder. That's not a child. Someone in their 20s. That's an adult. All right. Let's see. Fist fight in school parking lot. We came out fine with a black eye and bloody nose. I was taught it meant to get it under control with strictness. Death penalty put on TV in front of the courthouse. Teach your kids to let things go. You don't have to fight about everything. There's only one answer. Stop the drugs and you stop the violence. War on drugs has been going on since 1972, and over $2 trillion spent. Drugs are still coming. Let's see. Fathers raise and discipline their kids instead of abandoning them and making a single mother do it all. I think a lot of time it's the mother's fault there's no man around. Mentorship programs, those are very important. Better mental health facilities and assistance. Mike says, conflict de-escalation training, concealed carry with proper training as a last resort, actual strict sentences for violent crimes. So a lot of you are weighing in. Some people are saying the same thing. This one, another one here, it starts at home. Tony says, parents have to actually be parents. We cannot be absent. We cannot be our kids' friends. We have to be parents. We have to love our kids so they're not seeking attention elsewhere. So that's some really good advice. And I'm telling you, it's hard being a parent, because having two teenagers, they are difficult. It is hard to discipline teenagers. It can be difficult, and I have good kids, but I know the challenges out there for parents. It's really, really difficult, but we got to figure something out. But to have that happen in the middle of a dance recital is unbelievable. In fact, because of that shooting, my daughter's dance recital in a couple of weeks, they're increasing security measures. And that's something they really had never thought about. So it's going to be held at the Mitchell Center. And now they're saying, we already know about clear bags, but they're being really, enter this door, you got to exit, they're being very strict about their dance recital, because they don't want anything to happen. And hopefully nothing like that will ever happen again, but who would have ever thought it would have happened the first time? So just kind of just a crazy situation there, and it's one that we are going to continue to follow. All right, if you want to comment on our question of the day, we've gotten some great comments already, but you can do it on Facebook. Just go to WKRG's Facebook page or WKRG.com, and then we will read more of your comments tonight on News 5 Now at 5:30. Thank you so much for joining me today for WKRG News 5 Now. I'll see you tonight for News 5 at 5, and Peter Albrecht will be back. He's had a little bit of time off on vacation, and he will be joining us tonight at 5, so we're looking forward to seeing him. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you soon.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.